Welcome. I'm Steve Weizenkorn, an organizational behavior, leadership development, and applied learning professional. Today, I'm introducing you to a newly developed leadership and teamwork model called the Catalyst Effect. It's been developed through extensive research, including over 80 in-depth interviews with leaders in business, sports, not-for-profits, and the arts. The Catalyst Effect is an umbrella term for the impact of 12 key competencies on individual, team, and organizational performance. They are organized into 4 clusters called cornerstones. Before we dive in, here are examples and questions to ponder. How did an unsung NBA player boost the performance of his teammates and his teams while being a relatively unexceptional scorer and defender? He facilitated his teams playing at a higher level, over and above the average number of points scored by others who also played his position. His team scored 8 to 12 more points per game than they would have otherwise. What did he do? What was his modus operandi? In another example, how did an Indianapolis area McDonald's restaurant become and remain one of the top performing stores? Imagine a crew as a dynamic team, one composed mostly of young people with little or no prior job experience, like you would find in most other fast food restaurants. But they outperformed other locations. How did they do it? How did the store leadership create the culture and dynamic to bring it about and build employee commitment to high performance, along with the dedication of crew members to exemplify and reinforce the supportive values and work ethic? Now, one more example. How did the principal and faculty of an inner-city middle school in Kansas City elevate it from one of the poorest performing schools to one of the top performing schools in its district? How did they band together as a faculty and administrative team to transform the culture and create more effective learning models? These are all examples of the catalyst effect, where one person, a catalyst, can make a huge difference, build team commitment, and multiply his or her impact by developing other catalysts and creating performance-focused synergies. How do they do it? They do it by fusing leadership and teamwork into a dynamic, optimistic, and cohesive force that raises the performance of everyone involved and elevates overall team and organizational success. Who can do this? Our research has shown that the catalyst effect can be created from any position by anyone. That person need not be a designated leader. He or she can lead from the middle, from wherever she or he is without formal authority, just through their own credibility, competence, and influence, yet always in support of and aligned with the formal leaders to accelerate achievement of team, project, and organizational objectives. What does it take to do it? What are the keys? It comes down to proficiency in a critical subset or combination of 12 competencies clustered into 4 groups called cornerstones. Each competency is developable. They are all behavioral. They are synergistic. That is, they build on each other, so a combination, especially a critical mass, is more impactful than any one by itself. The applied blending and amalgamation is greater than the sum of the parts. Each of these 12 competencies have been distilled from extensive field research and confirmed in real-world case studies and numerous academic articles, everything from the Harvard Business Review to scholarly academic papers and educational journals. The roadmap shown on this slide offers an overview of the process for creating the catalyst effect. Each marker represents a cornerstone in the process. I imagine many of you are experienced professionals, but think back to the early days of your career, or imagine a relatively new employee, either just starting out or someone who is experienced but new to your organization. How does he or she build up a head of steam to create a catalyst effect? That's what the roadmap depicts. keeping in mind that the cornerstones and competencies are relevant for everyone, regardless of their position, where they are in the hierarchy, or how experienced they are, if they want to have a catalytic impact. The first cornerstone is build credibility. Without credibility, few will listen, trust, or follow you, and your influence will be minimal. Credibility creates power. We will take a deeper dive into the competencies for this and the other cornerstones in a few minutes, but for now, I'll just name them. They are act with integrity and inspire trust, communicate clearly, and invigorate with optimism. Optimism, especially reciprocal optimism, is a powerful propellant. The next cornerstone is create cohesion. Team effectiveness depends on cohesiveness. Performance improves when everyone is aligned, working well together and driving as a unified group toward achieving common team goals and the organization's mission. Catalysts help bring this about through the next three competencies. They are connect emotionally, develop camaraderie, and put the team's goals and the organization's mission before personal interests. The third cornerstone is create momentum. Catalysts build momentum by energizing others to execute with the mission in mind, upgrading and rejuvenating their skills and knowledge, and helping others to do the same. In essence, helping to develop a community of learning in the spirit of Peter Senge's The Fifth Discipline. The third competency for this cornerstone is lead and follow. Catalysts possess the judgment for knowing when to take the lead and when to pass the leadership baton to others, and they genuinely support and follow them. The fourth cornerstone is amplify impact. This is where big leaps can be made, building on the power of the other cornerstones and competencies. Often natural catalysts demonstrate these competencies without realizing it. They include pursue excellence, but not necessarily perfection. Mentor and coach others to excel, to help them contribute more toward advancing the team forward, helping to take it to the next level, and having a greater impact. And the 12th competency is propose imaginative solutions in a synergistic way, leading to breakthroughs. This competency has many moving parts. Now, let's dive into the cornerstones and competencies in greater detail. I'll give you real-life examples of them in action and how they propelled various organizations forward. I'll also seek to learn from you, to hear your stories, to hear about your experience, and to hear your examples, and to give you the opportunity to roll up your sleeves, do your own action planning, so you can begin or accelerate your own catalytic journey.